This is Staff Sergeant Rife, stationed at McGuire Air Force Base in New Jersey, and I was asked to put together a video for you guys, just kind of going over my job and what my day-to-day responsibilities are as a KC-10 crew chief. KC-10 is the type of aircraft that I work on, and the crew chief basically just means aircraft mechanic, for general speak. I'm responsible for inspecting the airplanes, fixing any kind of general maintenance problems, and doing all the servicing for the aircraft. So refueling it, putting oil into the system, putting hydraulic fluid into the system of the jet. Our jet, the KC-10, its main mission is refueling. It is a giant tanker airplane. It goes up with other aircraft and refuels them in flight. So if you think about it, we have fighters, not necessarily here, but at other bases, that go up, and when they're in war or when they're doing other missions, it's needed that they stay up non-stop, and they can only carry so much fuel in a fighter jet. So our jet goes up with them, and in the sky they fly around basically in circles and meet up with the other aircraft that need fuel and refuel them in flight. So it's pretty cool to think about. I kind of talked about what I do, general maintenance stuff on the aircraft. Other than that, I know one big thing that's kind of interesting to talk about is that this time of year, around spring to summer, one of the biggest issues that we have is birds. We have a lot of seasonal birds. So part of the inspections that we do are bird strike inspections. So we have to make sure that when the aircraft goes up or when it comes down to land, that there is no birds ingested into the engines or hitting any surface of the airplane, especially the windows, or any kind of key points for any of the flight controls. So that can get pretty gross at times. Other things with my job are I'm constantly outside. So it's a job where it's great on days where it's great weather. It's great in the summer to be outside. I love the heat, so it's not a problem for me. And then on the days where we have lots of snow or rain, it can get pretty nasty. So it's kind of one of the downsides of my job. There is a sect of my job that does it inside of a hangar, so it works on the aircraft while it's in a hangar, and that's not too bad. As far as requirements to get to this point, for the military, it's not that hard. You just have to be relatively fit, no major medical problems, anything that would bar you from being able to join, and I think you just need a high school diploma or GED, and then you have to take the ASVAB, which is just a general test on different subjects and categories, and they'll use that ASVAB to determine what job you get. So the higher you score in the ASVAB, the more choices you'll have when it comes to picking a job and selecting a career. It's not too bad. Other than that, yeah, there's really no other kind of entry parameters. Just be no major medical issues and passing high school. If you guys have any other questions about anything, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, I think that concludes this video.
Hey guys, I'm Danny Egger. I'm a private in the Marine Corps, and I just thought I'd share you a little insight about what day-to-day life is here in the Marine Corps as I've taken it so far. So I just graduated boot camp like 2 or 3 weeks ago. So boot camp, little summary, sucked, but I'd go back and do it again. It's just one of those things that you're like, I did a lot of cool stuff, but at the same time, it sucked. Like, any boot camp is gonna suck that you go to. Anyway, so my job is motor T, which is basically driving or operating or working on any vehicle that the Marine Corps has to offer, like Humvees, tanks, anything that the Marine Corps has to offer. I haven't necessarily hit the fleet yet, so I'm not able to provide you on what day-to-day life is in the fleet, but so far it's been all right. But right now, after boot camp, you go to what is called MCT, which is Marine Combat Training. It's basically follow-on training boot camp. It's only a month long, and I was supposed to start a week and a half ago when I got here, but because of the coronavirus, they put us in a 14-day holding platoon, where just to make sure we don't got symptoms or anything, we're not showing anything. But yeah, so far in the Marine Corps, I love it. I love what I've been doing so far.
Hi guys, my name's Thomas Smith. I graduated from Penn State Berks 2014. During my time period there, I worked for the police services. Once I graduated, I became a kitchen manager. And then I worked for Frito-Lay as a sales rep. And for the past 6 years, I've been taking police tests. Maybe 30, 35 tests I've taken over the past 6 years. Um, Most recently, I just became a police officer for Bethlehem Township. They're putting me through the police academy. So the police academy for Allentown consists of classes and then physical training and then classes again. I will be graduating the police academy June 12th. And the only thing I can strongly urge you to do is to never give up on your dreams. It took me 6 years to get my dream, and I've never let anything or anyone stop me from achieving my dreams. So for you, never give up.
Hi everyone, my name is Jessica and I am a paralegal at the U.S. Attorney's Office in Center City. I've been a paralegal now for approximately 8 years. I attended Temple University where I obtained my bachelor's degree in political science and economics. After graduation, I decided I wanted to pursue a legal career, so I obtained my paralegal certificate from Bucks County Community College, and then I got my first job as a paralegal. What a paralegal is they are the right-hand man or woman in this case to an attorney. So we are the ones conducting the client interviews, conducting any legal research, drafting any pleadings or motions that need to be filed with the court, some reviewing and summarizing any of the documents that come in pertaining to a case in order for the attorney to be able to quickly review them to incorporate any information in their arguments. A typical day-to-day for a paralegal, it could be different depending on whether there is a trial going on or a deposition or some type of hearing that's scheduled, but usually it's you go in and you have a ton of emails that you need to review. Most of them will be between you and the attorney or opposing counsel, then having to call back any of your clients to keep them up to date on where their case is, obtaining and reviewing the documents that come in through the mail, making sure those are organized. And then it could be hours of having to conduct legal research, meaning having to review other cases that have been held by the court within your district and seeing whether or not those cases pertain to your case, and you can use the rulings in those cases to your case. Having to digest depositions, meaning summarizing them. So every day can be a little different, again, depending on what's going on and what deadlines you have to meet. But first and foremost, the most important thing for a paralegal is to maintain some type of system and keep everything organized, because there is so much being thrown at you at once and you have to juggle multiple cases and have multiple attorneys that you're working with and make sure everything is on track so that you keep them organized and nothing is missed.
I'm a certified Pennsylvania evaluator. My title is assessor and I work for the County Board of Assessment. We receive permits from the local townships and we go out on those permits and measure buildings, both residential and commercial, and we place assessments on the properties for taxing purposes. To be able to do this job, I had to take 4 weeks worth of classes in Harrisburg, and then I had to pass the Pennsylvania licensing test, which is a 3-hour long test. I have to take courses, 28 hours worth of courses every 2 years to renew my license. And that's it.